courage to pursue their dream. And one such visionary was Dr. KCG Varghese. He was a man who rose from a humble beginning and whose far-reaching vision, boundless energy and undying enthusiasm catapulted him to the pinnacle of success as one of the top-ranking educationists. His motto was to make every man a success and no man a failure. His legacy lives through the institutions he established and the communities he served. He was born on 20th June 1940 in Kundam village, Pattanamthitta district, Kerala, to Mr. Mathai Chacko and Mrs. Sosamma. The inspiring journey of Dr. KCG Varghese began in 1965 at Chennai, when he took up teaching in automobile engineering. With a natural passion for automobile engineering, his teaching methods made him popular, and soon student inflow increased in large numbers. The success of his students in the British automotive examination further enhanced Dr. KCG Varghese's popularity. His students assured him more students from Singapore and Malaysia if he would have an institution of his own. And so, in 1966, Dr. KCG Varghese launched Hindustan Engineering Training Centre, primarily catering to foreign students. Continuing his successful journey, Dr. KCG Varghese married Elizabeth on 28th December 1967. And with her able support, he continued to progress rapidly, and HIET's reputation spread phenomenally, attracting students from Sri Lanka, Africa, the Middle East, Singapore and Malaysia. In 1970, HIET moved into its own premises, and because of his passion for flying, he commenced the aviation program. The quality of this training program and infrastructure ensured that the program was soon approved by DGCA, and by obtaining DGCA approval, he actually pioneered the concept of privatizing professional technical education. His efforts in persuading the then visionary Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Sri M.G. Ramachandran, to promote privately held institutions successfully changed the pace of education expansion in Tamil Nadu. Soon after, he established Hindustan College of Engineering in 1985. This was a pioneering effort giving impetus to the field of technical education in Tamil Nadu. The college in 2008 became a university, which was the great educationist's dream. Hindustan University is now considered one of the finest private universities in the country. Under the dynamic leadership of Dr. KCG Varghese, the group began spreading its wings in the field of education and training. In 1994, Hindustan Institute of Management was launched to offer a variety of management programs. To cater to the arts and science needs, the Hindustan College of Arts and Science was started in 1996, and during the same year, the group launched the Orient Flight School in Pondicherry. The Orient Flight School offers state-of-the-art flight training to Indian and foreign students. Many of their students have gone on to fly the leading Indian and foreign airlines. In 1998, Hindustan Group started their second engineering college, the KCG College of Technology. Since then, the Hindustan Group of institutions has developed excellent teaching infrastructure, which is on par with international standards and has been producing world-class professionals. Today, the Hindustan Group of institutions caters to over 15,000 students. It has an amazing staff strength of 2,000 and a strong alumni diaspora of over 50,000. These are glittering testimonies of his success in the field of education. His penchant for wheels and wings made him adventurous all through his life. His indomitable spirit always rose to the occasion and facilitated him to lead from the front. His personality had all the nuances of a great human being. valued friendship and showed great respect, love and concern to his family members and parents in equal measure. He was a true patriot and always advised his students to serve their own country. Being multifaceted, Dr. KCG Varghese was also a good actor, having shared the screen with Malayalam superstar Mammootty in the movie Ayyar the Great. His service to the community takes after the short and simple saying of Samuel Butler, "You can do very little with faith, but you do nothing without it." He stood up to the needs of the church community and in 2 years' time networked with like-minded people, raised funds and built the new Marthoma Church in Adyar, apart from reconstructing the Marthoma Church on Harrington Road. In his efforts to serve the society, he leveraged the Wise Men's Organization and contributed to the social and economical development of the community. Under his leadership, the Wise Men International Convention was held in Cochin in 2004. He was also instrumental in developing the Gandhinagar Club to a well-equipped, state-of-the-art facility, which is today a prominent landmark in the neighborhood of Adyar in Chennai. With his passion for aviation, he went on to launch India's first private airline, Air Asiatic, in 1990.
Dr. KCG Varghese was a successful personality in all his activities. He has formed Air Asiatic company, that is the first in India. Now there are so many private airlines are there. But Dr. KCG Varghese first thought about this.
His autobiography, Wheels and Wings, was released soon after his untimely demise in 2006. Dr. KCG Varghese's list of awards and accolades are in itself a reckon of a simple man who rose to become one of India's visionary educationists. He held on to his dreams and converted them into reality. His relentless hard work drove him to success. He was the pioneer who launched self-financing technical education in the country. He helped the students to explore their own potential. He made them realize that education, hard work and commitment to the nation were what they needed to make themselves employable and overcome poverty. Dr. KCG Varghese's vision to make every man a success and no man a failure is a great inspiration for the next generation as they carry forward his vision for a progressive and prosperous India.
deliver the welcome address. Madam.
Good evening and welcome to all. Chief Guest, Lieutenant General S.S. Joe, Commandant, Officers Training Academy, Chennai. Special Guest, Dr. E.M. Sudarshan Nachiyappan, Honorable Minister for State for Commerce and Industry, Government of India. Guest of Honor, Tam Sri Dr. Tony Fernandez, Group Chief Executive, Air Asia. Other dignitaries on and off the dais, special invitees, guests, distinguished faculty members, students from Hindustan Group and members of KCG family, representatives from the media, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a pleasure for me to welcome all of you to this evening function. Today, we have gathered here today to commemorate the life and achievements of late Dr. KCG Varghese, the founder chairman of Hindustan Group of Institutions, on his 73rd birth anniversary. At the outset, I, on behalf of the Hindustan Group, once again extend our sympathies and heartfelt condolences to the thousands of people who lost their lives in the recent deluge in Uttarakhand and their bereaved families. On this very special occasion, I am privileged to welcome you all to this award function. Dr. Varghese, as most of you must be knowing, was a great visionary, an outstanding educationist, a dynamic leader with great ideas and ideals, in whose memory these excellence awards have been instituted. He strongly believed that philanthropy is not just giving alms to the poor and needy, but empowering them through education. By giving alms to a poor, you feed him a meal. But if you teach him a trade, you provide him a living. This was his philosophy during his lifetime. Realizing the important role of education in the upliftment of the society, social progress and economic development of the nation, he established the Hindustan Group of Educational Institutions with a vision to make every man a success and no man a failure. He was a pioneer in promoting self-financing professional education in the country and established Hindustan Institute of Engineering Technology, HIT, the Polytechnic College 4.5 decades ago, the first institution under the Hindustan Group to impart non-formal technical education in various fields during the Chief Ministership of Dr. M.G. Ramachandran, the late Chief Minister, popular Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. He had the extraordinary gift of lateral thinking, foreseeing the future demand for skilled workforce in the burgeoning aviation, automobile and other industries. He promoted aircraft maintenance engineering and pilot training programs, also with the permission of Director General of Civil Aviation, to make India a hub for future aviation industry, air transport and the future MRO facilities that are going to be established in the country. Now Hindustan Institute of Engineering and Technology is celebrating its successful completion of 45 years, and a coffee table book titled 45 Years of HIT is to be released in a short while to mark this occasion. A large number of our alumni are occupying coveted positions across the globe, and the Singapore Airline Company is one of the main recruiters of our maintenance engineers. HIT has become very popular right from its inception, and even today is reminisced by many as the institution with the best aircrafts for training, and that almost resembled a mini aviation museum, attracting even school children from around St. Thomas Mount, India and other areas. The Hindustan Group has grown manyfold during the past, and many institutions of repute have since been established under Hindustan. The university, the Hindustan University, formerly Hindustan College of Engineering, was amongst the first few self-financing engineering colleges in Tamil Nadu and one of the most sought after institutions in the country, imparting quality education in engineering, emerging areas of science and technology, management, architecture, and other various related disciplines ranging from diploma to doctoral level. Today, there are over 525 self-financing engineering colleges and many private universities in Tamil Nadu itself. His autobiography, Wheels and Wings, amply illustrates his passion for automobiles and airplanes, the twin engines that fired his passion right from his childhood. His autobiography is simple but inspiring narration of his life and accomplishments and his undying faith in the omnipotent Lord. It tells us how an ordinary person from a rural background could become extraordinary through determination, perseverance, and reach the pinnacle of business success. He had proved that no horizon was too large for him to gaze at. Dr. Varghese played a very crucial and catalytic role in the liberalization of the industrial policy and delicensing in automobile industry and ancillary manufacture. His innovative ideas, enthusiasm, and never say die attitude helped him to achieve success in all the fields he ventured. He had his own strong personal views and conviction in developing the country as a global economy. At a time when air travel was not popular and accessible to common people in India due to the capacity constraints and high pricing, he advocated open sky policy of late Sri Rajiv Gandhi, the then Prime Minister of India. In a bold attempt to challenge the monopoly of national carriers over the skies, he launched the first private air taxi, Air Asiatic, in the year 1990. Even before the term was familiar to common man and even to many policy makers. Today we have got the founder of Air Asia, almost the namesake, and we are delighted to have him for this function and give him the award. Dr. Varghese believed that every district in the country should have an airstrip as a prerequisite to remove industrial backwardness and to give fillip to trade and tourism. This has revolutionized and added a new dimension in the aviation history of the country. When we look at the tremendous progress these sectors have witnessed during the past few years, we can understand the depth of his idealistic vision. Thus, his contribution in the privatization of professional education, aviation industry, and automobile industry have been remarkable, and these sectors are witnessing tremendous growth, contributing substantially to social progress and nation building. Today, as we celebrate the life and achievements of this legend, we are honored to have Lieutenant General S.S. Joe, Commandant Officers Training Academy, Chennai, as our chief guest, and it is my pleasure to welcome him to this function. On this occasion, we are privileged to have Dr. E.M. Sudarshan Nachiyappan, Honorable Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, Government of India. Sir, we are honored to have you with us and we welcome you to this honored country. After Dr. Varghese's demise in 2006, commemoration lectures by eminent personalities from industry and various other fields were organized and excellence awards were conferred to personalities who have done yeoman service in their respective field during the Founders' Day celebrations. In fact, Dr. Varghese completed his 73rd year. It's the 7th year of his 7 years he has completed his death. After his death, his demise came at the age of 65. On this momentous occasion, it is most appropriate that we have with us none other than Tan Sri Dr. Tony Fernandez, Group Chief Executive AirAsia, as the guest of honor to receive the Lifetime Achievement Award and to deliver the commemoration talk on behalf of the Hindustan Group. I am delighted to welcome you to this function. Entertainment. I am delighted to welcome Mr. Troy Justice, Senior Director, Basketball Operations, International, National Basketball Association, USA, and it is my pleasure to honor him with the Dr. KCG Varghese Excellence Award for Sports. Welcome, sir. I am glad to bestow on Mr. Dilip Vellodi, Chairman and CEO of Sutherland Global Services, with the Dr. KCG Varghese Excellence Award for Business. I welcome Mr. K.S. Kumar, Head Global Operations, Sutherland Global Services, to this function to receive this award on his behalf. Thank you, sir. I also welcome Mr. Walter Devaram, former Director General of Police and Vice Chairman of the Sports Development Authority of Tamil Nadu, to this August gathering. It is my pleasant privilege to welcome all the distinguished guests, special invitees, well-wishers, friends, faculty members and students of Hindustan family, and all those who are present here to this memorable function. A special welcome to the members of our KCG's family. I extend my welcome to the media who have come to witness this August function. Though Dr. Varghese left us, his legacy continues to live through the institutions he has created and the communities he served. It is rightly said that a man's life is not counted by the years he lived, but how much life he has put in the years he lived. The greatest tribute we can offer to this remarkable person would be to uphold his ideals. Thank you and welcome to all.
Of India, Dr. Sudarasana Nachipan, my Consul General for Malaysia, my partner and co-founder of AirAsia, Datuk Kamarudin, and our new CEO of AirAsia India, Mithu Chandlia, and all the distinguished winners of the Excellence Awards. Thank you very much for giving me this wonderful award. It was fantastic seeing your late husband, Dr. KCG's video, which was quite inspiring for me as someone who is in the same industry, in both industries actually. Me and Kamarudin own a car business and also the airline business, so we're very much wheels and planes as well. So thank you very much. I find it always odd. I've had two actually, Lifetime Achievement Awards. Sometimes you feel like people are trying to tell you to retire, and I wonder whether this award is sponsored by the other Indian airlines, Indigo and Spice and all of those. But let me formally declare that I've only just begun in India, and I'm looking forward to it very much. I'm thrilled to be here in Chennai. It's my first time that I've been here. It's a wonderful city. And looking at the minister, I was shocked when he told me he had been in politics for 40 years. The air must be good down in the south, because he looks younger than me. We've had a fantastic welcome here, me and my partner. It's great to be here. I came from a very different background, and it was fantastic seeing Dr. Varghese's video. I was from the music business, and one day I had the idea of setting up an airline, which I'll tell you in a second. I was very glad that Dr. Varghese didn't choose AirAsia as the name of his airline, but it was, I suppose if we just dropped the TIC and changed the color, then we have AirAsia. And I hope in our small way, when we get the approval to launch AirAsia, that we can carry on his vision of making it affordable for everyone to fly. Listening to the video was actually so much what me and Cameron want to do to allow people to fly. We started our airline 12 years ago. Both of us had zero experience in the airline business. I was in the music business, selling music. I gave up selling music because of piracy. I know no one in the Hindustan group of institutions has ever bought a pirated CD, but in Malaysia it was rampant. And so one day I decided to quit from morning music. I was sitting in a bar in London, and I saw Stelios of EasyJet talking about his airline. I went to Luton Airport, which is a small airport in the north of London, and saw people flying to Barcelona for £8, to Paris for £6, and I thought, okay, I'm going to start an airline. Now there's a very fine line between brilliance and stupidity. It's very, very narrow, but I thought it'd be great if we could bring something like EasyJet to Asia. So armed with very little, I called up my partner, my long-suffering partner, if I could just introduce him because he's the unsung hero of AirAsia, Dr. Kamarudin. We are the ultimate branding company and we always wear something. But in his case, he wears a cap because he has no hair. But 12 years ago, we decided that, well, I said I was going to start an airline. I came back and we put together, 4 of us from the music business, put together this plan. And we were sitting one day in a coffee house, and the plan looked great. There were a couple of major problems, like we had no money. And someone amongst us said, how do we get an airline license? And we all looked at each other like, yeah, how do you get an airline license? It's not like you can go to the local supermarket and buy one. So someone mentioned the magic Malaysian words, you need political connections, which of course we had none. And cut a long story short, we got to see Tun Mahathir in